Rumor has it that Jay-Z recently visited with a criminal and divorce counsel on the same day, indicating that he and Beyonce are under pressure after Diddy's arrest. Because of his close relationship with Diddy and their previous dubious dealings, there were speculations that Jay-Z was the next person the federal authorities planned to investigate once Diddy was arrested. These claims quickly went viral online, but no one could have predicted that Jay would be taken by surprise so quickly. After Diddy was found guilty and penalized, everyone believed that the federal authorities would investigate him, yet, given that he just met with a criminal defense attorney, it looks that his time may be running short. Beyonce is also not waiting to be dragged along with him. She is rumored to have already gathered her divorce paperwork and be ready to disappear the moment things go out of control. Let's not spend any more time, youngster, let's get started straight now. The tea's hot. As you may well know, Jay and Diddy collaborated on everything and were the best buddies in the business. At one point, Diddy even called Jay his brother. But as soon as he got involved in Cassie's case, Jay started to separate himself from Diddy to prevent becoming hung up on him. But now that the entire disaster is right outside his door and Beyonce isn't sticking around to help him, it's too late for any of that. In fact, rumors that Beyonce and her husband are splitting have been circulating for a few months now, but everyone dismissed them as untrue. The rumor is attributed to YouTube tea blogger Storm Monroe. Storm says that he has a lot of insider knowledge in the industry. One of these insiders, who works for Beyonce, gave him some teaser information, revealing that since Cassie filed the lawsuit in November of last year, Beyonce has been planning to quit jayz. According to this informant, Beyonce has been forcing all these CDs and items down people's throats in an attempt to extract as much money as possible from them before Jay is exposed by federal authorities. They already lead different lifestyles, and because Jay-Z is the next to be disclosed, we might see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood. Jay-Z can only pay off or prohibit so many of these articles at a time, and when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Because in the previous 18 months alone, she has published an album, a tequila brand, a movie, a hair care line, a globe tour, and more. It appears that she is also preparing to go on another tour. At the height of her career, Beyonce was not releasing this many projects in this shorter period of time. I don't know about the rest of you. There's a theory that she's not paying attention to anything since something big is about to happen that will make everyone turn their backs on her as well. As if things weren't suspicious enough, Beyonce and Jay's divorce was again brought up by Jason Lee's audacious attempt to blackmail Beyonce via video. If Kelly Rowland didn't push for an interview with him, he threatened to spill some big tea about Beyonce. Many now believe it has something to do with her and Jay, even though they had no idea what he was talking about at the time. It was revealed a few days ago that Jay-Z reportedly met with a defense attorney and a divorce attorney after Diddy's arrest and was already shaking. This information was revealed by the well-known Twitter account NG Lawyer when they wrote, "Today is a twofer for J-Z. He met with attorneys for criminal defense and divorce." The details of the meeting were not disclosed, but it is logical to assume that not everything went according to plan. He knows that this calamity is getting closer to him, which is why he is meeting with these lawyers here to prepare for what is about to happen. It's widely believed that Beyonce was caught off guard by Jay-Z and was not aware of his dishonest behavior until Denny was linked to them. These accusations started when Beyonce's ex-bodyguard revealed that Jay gives her narcotics and nose candy so he can control and manipulate her. It's true that Beyonce abuses drugs. Since she has been with them for a very long period, you maintain her in that manner. Not only was all of that horrible, but there are also claims that Jay groomed Beyonce and used her as his cash cow by showing her off to businesspeople. It is made worse by the fact that Jay began dating Beyonce when she was hardly 18, which only makes matters worse. To be clear, Beyonce's childhood social life wasn't extremely lively. She was dedicated to her profession since she was a small child and only had one romance during her time in high school. Many believe that Beyonce stayed after Jay-Z had an affair with her because of this. He's the only male she's known since she was 18. She has raised her entire family with him, and he is the center of her profession. She hasn't even known what it's like to be a woman living alone without him. For instance, in what manner? She never seemed to have the chance to socialize with different people, in my opinion. In a subtle way, I believe that her music is her only form of self-expression, especially given how old he is. Naturally, I'm not familiar with them. She was never able to live independently of him though, as you can see from the age gap and the events that followed. There were rumors that Dabby was pimping Beyonce after he disclosed a few days previously that he and Beyonce had met Jay during a private industry gathering at Diddy's house, in order to give him, Dabby, Jay and Beyonce freedom to live their own lives. Dabby said that Diddy had ejected everyone from the estate. Beyonce attended a party hosted at Diddy's Los Angeles pad. I'll merely state that this marked the beginning of 2020. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like the swarm of people, Diddy had thrown everyone else out of the crib. But at that time, he seemed to be reaching out to put his arm around me, as if he had grown particularly fond of me. He allowed me to stay in even though the majority of people had been ejected. Myself and, 15 or so others, Jay-Z and Beyonce were 2 of the 15 other people present in the room. That merely served to contextualize the type of organization I was working for at the time. She came up to me and introduced herself, like she felt compelled to. It was terminated by Beyonce, but I really love what you've done. We were on the move. And let me just say that was amazing. I swear, it's held me. I was that dope, as if that wasn't bad enough. It turns out that Foxy Brown, who was only 15 at the time, was the other child he was allegedly dating. He was already an adult when they started dating. According to rumors, he allegedly promised her a successful Hollywood career, broke up with her as soon as he was done, and paid her a substantial sum of money to shut up about it. This was then confirmed by Jay's longtime friend and former business partner, Dame Dash, in an interview with Nick Cannon. What was the signing age of Foxy Brown? Foxy Brown had not been on my playlist. But that's not the reason I signed Foxy Brown. I would like to ask you a question. That's all to say, it seems, like a lot of the other day when we let you know that it seems like you got a question for Jay. I believed the party was about 16. Was Foxy Brown's side a wise choice for the public? That's not a sign for people, and you can't ask, I know that. There were several black-owned spaces where anyone could be the boss. You're aware that others will hesitate to express what you want to say. Ask him a question. When he's not here, you folks never stop asking me the questions you want to ask him.